Good morning, brothers and sisters. If your 2013 to 2016 Lincoln MKS is riding like an old Ford Pinto with wore out everything, I think maybe this video can help you. Perhaps many of you on my channel, watching my channel, would not be interested in this, but never can tell. This is what I'm working on today. This is a project. This is a car. It's a 2013 Lincoln MKS. We bought it about 10 years ago. Had 24,000 miles on, something to that effect. And what I'm getting is the ride on this car is excellent. It's got different settings if you want to go sport, or if you want soft, or you want just medium ride. It handles it extremely well. It rides well, especially going down the highway. But what we've noticed is the front end seems to be making this rattling noise up in here, which I've viewed a lot of different channels about this car, and they seem to have the same issue. Just that when you hit a light bump, not a heavy bump, but a light bump, it just kind of doesn't feel quite right. It feels like a cheap car. But so what I'm going to try to do is put these new struts on. These things are heavy. I can't believe how big and heavy they are. They got electric controllers, button for when you go onto the computer and change the settings. And this goes up in the hood. I'm going to replace them. I'm going to take you with me. This car right now, let's see what it's got mileage wise. It's got I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got 63,234 miles. So it's pretty low mileage. We like the car, with the exception of the front end, the way it, and I don't know if you can notice it, also the front end seems to be dipping lower than the back end. It used to be somewhat, but it seems like it's dipped even lower in the last few years, I guess. I don't know. But I'll take you along on this journey. Thank you for watching. First of all, I've got to jack the vehicle up. I've got my hydraulic jack there, and I got some blocks. And then I'm going to jack the whole car up off the ground, not off the air. And then I'm going to take these nuts out so I can take the wheel off. I got one of these fancy jobbies, so you can't take it off that easily. I have to have a special tool, and so I'm going to do that, and then I'll get right back to you. Okay, this is a list of the tools I'm going to use so far. I'm going to have a little 1/2 or 3/4 inch socket to go into here, so I can break these loose. I've got this special socket that goes on to this one right here. That's something I bought to keep people from stealing the wheels. It makes it more difficult for them to steal the wheels. And then I want to use an impact driver to take the wheels off. Just don't need an impact driver so much. You just need a wrench to take it loose with. It just makes it, I've got it, so it makes it easier and faster. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to disconnect the battery. Well, I'm not sure that I need to disconnect the battery for this job, but this car's got so many electronics on it. Whenever you see a video or service bulletins that disconnect the battery, it's got so many electronics on it. Why did you buy it? You know, okay. I don't like the electronics on this car. I bought it for this reason right here. You can see that or not, but what that is, it's a tow bar mount. It's so I can flat tow it behind my RV. You know, there's very few cars you can flat tow behind RVs anymore, but this particular one is one of them, and that's the main reason we bought it. So, okay, take this battery terminal loose and pull this cable off. And then I'll proceed on taking the wheels off. Alright, there we go. Okay, I got the wheel off, the tire off, and here's what it looks like under here. This is something I've added to it. It's a little foam thing. It comes right out of there. It's supposed to help it ride a little better. Don't know that it did, but and then looks like I'm going to take that bolt, that one. There's a connector there. I'm going to use a little bit of this PB, what do they call it? Penetrating oil, PD, blaster. Okay, I'm going to spray these down just to give them a little, it could be a little bit on the snug side. These here, I don't know what else I got to. I'm sure on top there's some, let's see, that's just a connector there I think, but I'm going to spray it anyway. Okay, PJ welder's not spraying for some reason. Okay, now go on top and spray these right here, the top bolts. This thing's not working very well right now. It's got a lot of stuff in it. There it goes. These right here are what's right here on these shocks, struts. Okay. Next project is to try to disassemble these bolts. I'll see what size they are and I'll list it. Okay, brothers and sisters, this is the tools I had to use so far. Used 15/16 to go on this bolt here, another 15/16 to hold it tight with a ratchet, and then I used my impact driver to drive them off. They were tight. So you almost have to have an impact driver of some sort, electric screwdriver or something, electric drill type thing. But then I used a 13/16 for this bolt up here. It wasn't in the ratchet. It wasn't too terribly tight. I pulled these little connectors off. There's a connector right here that I'm struggling with. I think it just pulls out of there, but I got to find my special tool for that. A little plastic remover thing. And then I got the 4-shock top shock bolts up here. I've taken them off and I used a ratchet and I think it was a 15. Yeah, long ratchet and a 15. That was easy. They were easy to take off. But next project now is just trying to pull this little plug out of here without damaging something. Then I think I'm going to have to beat these bolts out with a hammer. You know, I'm not really sure. They seem to be set in there pretty tight. Been in there a while, so I'll just hit on them a few times. sort of lightly and see if they'll come loose. Okay, I had to get pretty serious with it with this big old hammer right here, and I did get them loose. As you can see, they're like bevels in there, and so they're press fitted in. Oh, there goes my light. But I tried to spray them down with my blaster, and the stupid thing quit working on me. Just when you need something, it's what stops working. It's got at least a third full, so I don't know what's going on with it. Let's try it again here. No, nothing happened. So I got to resort to my old trusty WD-40. Always works, always on all things, or most things anyway. Okay, got the old strut out. The most difficult part was this plug right here. You wrestle that plug. I thought to disconnect it was on top, but it's actually on the sides. There's two little tabs. You can't really see them on tabs. They stuck through right to there, and you had to push it at the same time, and it comes apart really easily. I suggest putting a little WD-40 on it first, help loosen it up. Now the job is to try to put this back in. We all have fun now. Okay, I got the new strut in place. That's a two-man job because you have to have one person pushing this, holding it up, and the other person to start these nuts. Otherwise, it won't stay in place. But that's the only way I could do it. I had the option to have another person to help line that up and put the nuts on there. So that's what I suggest. You do have a second person. Otherwise, you're going to really be battling it. Got these bolts to put back in again. This tie rod, I guess that's stabilizer arm or something. I'm not really sure. Got that to put in there, the connectors. And once I get that, this side should be done. Be off to the other side. Okay, it's about an hour later. I've got all the bolts and nuts in place, all the hardware, tie rod end, not tie rod end, but sway bar end, I think is what they'd be called, and all the connections. Just about ready to work on the opposite side. This one took me about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. A lot of time spent with this stupid plug right there and trying to get that apart. But and I got these 4 bolts up here tightened down and torqued. Okay, so on to side 2. Oh boy, side 2. We'll get started on that in a moment. Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's a couple days later. Couldn't film yesterday. It was too windy. I finished this job with these shock absorbers, and we took it out for a ride, and the difference was like day and night. It went from driving, taking bumps like an old beat up Ford Pinto, to an electric car again. But it's pretty sad when you have shocks from the factory like these right here that don't do the job. We bought this car with 26,000 miles, 24, something like that, and it always kind of rattled when you took small bumps. Handled it extremely well on corners and such. You put it on sport, you go around a corner, no problem. Takes heavy bumps, okay. It's just this little bitty roughness in the road that rattles, and it just sounds horrible. But these shocks that came off, I'm surprised they're not leaking. I see no evidence of leaking. They are made in Japan, believe it or not. That's what it says right there, Japan, which is kind of crazy. And the ones that I bought the replacement with are made in China. The complete shock, springs and all. And I don't know if you notice it or not, or tell it, but the car sits up higher in the front end by at least 2 or 3 inches. It was really sagging before in the front end. Don't know why exactly. It's a heavy car, but very pleased with the results. The second side, the other side on the passenger side, was a little bit easier for me. It's just that I've done it the second time. It's just it's a matter of a tongue thing. You gotta hold your tongue in the right place. One of the biggest problems I had was this plug right here. I'm plugging this plug. This little booger right here, you wouldn't think it'd be that difficult, but the other piece of the plug had 2 little red dots, and I think you're supposed to push on the red dots at the same time or something. I don't know. Eventually I got it. But if you're wanting to make your 2013 to 2016 MKS ride better, and you don't have any other issues, you know, which we do not, with only 60-some thousand miles, all the other components look fine in the front end. So this is what I recommend. If you would like to have information on which ones we particularly bought, you send me in the comments section. I'll get back with you. Thank you for watching.